Hey everyone, it's Lucy from KBeautyHobbit.com. It's time for another nail tutorial. I've been doing a lot more of those videos recently because those are the ones that have the most views and the most engagement on my channel. It really sounds like you guys like nail tutorials. And I've been experimenting a little bit with stickers for toenails as well. So a few weeks ago, I did a tutorial for Dashing Diva glaze for the feet, and that wore really well. It lasted me 2 weeks, looked absolutely perfect. I still took it off after 2 weeks because I was a little bit afraid of moisture getting under there. That actually didn't happen. I took them off and they looked completely fine. Today we're going to try a similar product but by a different brand. This is the Ohora Pedicure Pack. And while I do get a fair share of PR from Ohora and I've done some sponsored stuff with them, this is not sponsored and this was not PR. I went ahead and bought this with my own money. I do have a discount code with them for their US website. It's just Lucy, just my name, and it gives you 15% off your order. I will put a link for that in the description box in the code as well. This is the Pea Blue Shark color. Looks like this. My manicure, by the way, is by Tinda. These are glue-on nails. I did a tutorial for that with a really chatty discussion of the Red Aspen MLM in the anti-MLM sort of framework. So if you're into that kind of stuff, check that out. That should just be the prior video or a couple of videos back. I'm filming these on the same day, but I will not be posting them on the same day. Okay, inside of the Ohora, we get this little light protective case, and that's to keep the nails from curing all the way in the sun or with UV. These are semi-cured nails, so they are gels, but they're soft. You put them on and then you finish curing with a lamp and they harden all the way. You get a sheet of the larger sizes, a sheet with the smaller sizes, and then 2 prep pads. In here is a little orange stick and a nail file. I tend not to use these very much. I have my own tools that I prefer. I'll put links for everything in the description box because I do have a couple tools that I use over and over and over and over in all of my prep and all of my nail videos. So if you are going to do nails at home, I highly recommend you buy them, and they're not very expensive at all. This is one of those tools. It's a metal cuticle pusher. I don't cut my cuticles or remove them with any cuticle remover products. You can definitely if you want, but I really like this one, and I always go in between the toenail and this little skin part right here and make sure that I get, do you see that? It doesn't look very good, but my feet are clean, but there's always some sort of debris or maybe extra skin or whatever that just gets stuck right there. So I try to get that off, scrape that off, and then just push down the cuticles on the baby toes. And my toenails are very small, so I do have to do some cutting of the nail stickers to make them fit perfectly. I'll be showing you one foot on camera today. I will do both feet off camera and show you the finished product as well. If you clicked on this video, I assume you don't have a problem with seeing people's feet. Or maybe you're into that. I have comments that are questionable come through like that too sometimes. I want my whole toenail to be covered, but I don't want anything hanging off and interfering with the skin. Like, I don't want anything to go over the skin. I think this size will be good. What I'm going to do first though is wipe everything off with my alcohol pad. You can use the included prep pads, but I already have my alcohol one ready, and I prefer typically my own. I get them from Costco in a large multi-pack, and the reason I prefer those is because they're more saturated. I feel like they just do a better job getting everything off. But if you are traveling or in a pinch, I think the included ones are okay as well. You'll notice that my toenails are a little bit on the long side. That's on purpose. I trim them after I apply the sticker to make sure that the sticker and the toenail are exactly flush with each other. And because I don't have a lot of real estate on my toenails, it's just they're so small. I like having a little bit extra length while I'm applying, just to have a little bit more area to work with, but then I trim everything off so that it's nice. I think for these, it makes sense to go with the smallest size and then maybe just stretch it a tiny bit toward the top. So each one of these stickers comes with its own little protective sheet on the top. You want to peel that off and discard that, and then peel off the sticker. I try to only touch the part that is going to be hanging off of the nail, not the main length. Because I need to stretch this a little bit though, I'm going to just gently hold it on each side and just pull, tug. You can really only stretch these maybe a millimeter or two, And tread lightly if you have designs. This is just a chrome sort of shimmery color, but if you have an actual design, you definitely don't want to stretch too much because you will probably damage the design. Okay, I'm applying these kind of as close to the cuticle as I can without going over. Had to find my tool. This is another tool I highly recommend. This is a rubber tip cuticle pusher. Most nail kits include a orange stick, like a wooden little stick. You could achieve similar results with that. However, these are semi-cured, so they are soft, and you don't want to damage them. Okay, this, let's see if I can tuck that in. No, I can't. I'm gonna have to, okay. Gonna have to cut that. Okay, that's fine. I'll show you how to fix that. Do you see that little overhang? I didn't realize that these are so much wider than my nail on the bottom. So I'm going to take my manicure scissors and cut off that extra bit. I'm having to lift the sticker a little bit. Okay, I'll know for the next foot to just trim that because that was not gonna work. But that's okay. This is how real life nail applications go often. You do have to sort of fix them as you go, and I'm actually kind of glad that happened so you can see how I do that. So all I did was lift a little bit the bottom and cut off that extra bit, and now I'm pushing it back down really well, going over all of the edges. What I'm trying to accomplish here is make sure that there are no gaps between my nail and the sticker, and that there are no air bubbles in there. Thankfully, because of the color pattern of this nail, it's pretty forgiving. It's hiding my ridges, I can already tell, but also because it's more or less solid without design, I can really see very well that there are no bubbles in there. So when I do the next foot, I will right away take this nail and cut off the bottom right corner, well, the bottom left corner actually, because they're mirrors of each other. Cut off the bottom left corner and then stretch the top a little bit, because this was a little bit narrow on top for me the way that it was, but it's too wide on the bottom. That's okay. This should not affect the longevity of it because I did not touch the adhesive side on the bottom very much, just the part that I cut off. And then these are the little toes. And what I do with those is I find a size that fits decently well. I think for the second toenail, I need the biggest one, the widest one, but I only need half of it because my toenail here is wide, but it's very short. Right off the bat, compared to Dashing Diva pedicures, I see that these each have individual covers, which I like. The Dashing Diva pedicure one just had one sheet over all of the baby toes, so I had to take off the protective cover off of all of them to use them. But this one has individual ones. I'm going to cut that before I peel it off. So just going to go straight down the middle. And here, if you want, depending on your hand size, dexterity, and preferences, instead of using your nails or your fingers to peel these off, you can use tweezers. I'm going to take this off with my hand, the little protective film, and then because my nail is so short, I really don't want to touch the part that goes on the nail. With my skin oil, with my finger, I'll just pick this off with tweezers and gently pull that off. Okay, there we go. So that's what that looks like. It's incredibly difficult to film this, I'll tell you, because not only am I sitting in a really strange position to get to the camera, but also the camera is in the way. But I'm just going to put that down, kind of drop it without smushing it down first, just to look, okay, is it the right size? Is it approximately in the right place? Does it look pretty straight? Yes to all of that. Now I'm going to go with my rubber cuticle pusher, push it down, smush it down with my finger as well for good measure, and just really pay attention, especially to the edges, because that's where you might have lifting, that's where the water can come in, and that's where when you take these off, you could see that your nails below or underneath are white and kind of soft looking. That only happened to me one time with Dashing Diva gloss, pedicure strips, the ones that don't need to be cured. And I kept those suckers on for like 5 weeks, which is way longer than recommended. So now I just take these off after 2 weeks, even though they still look great. And that's just out of overabundance of caution. Okay, now I'm going to trim these. I prefer scissors. You can use clippers if you want, but I'm going to go under that extra nail length that I left also and get that and the sticker together. Your trimming does not have to be super perfect. It's okay if you have a little bit of a jagged edge still, because after we cure these, we will file any sort of bumps, ridges, whatever off. Don't try to file anything before you cure, because these stickers are soft still. They are semi-cured and it's very difficult to file a soft sticker. Some even official nail tutorials from the brands will say, oh, trim, file, then cure. No, doesn't work like that. Okay, now I'm going to do the same with the big toe. So this is how they look trimmed, but not cured and not filed. I just remembered a little trick from my prior life when I used to sell nails. If you're really struggling getting the stickers to be the right size and the right shape, especially if you have sort of unusual shapes to your toes where they're not very even up and down, because these stickers are all pretty much rectangles, you could put tape on your toenails first, just clear tape. Use a marker and outline the shape of your nail exactly. Number them 1 through 5 so you know which one goes with which. Then peel off your tape and you can put it either on the back of your stickers or over the little clear protective things, and literally cut out the exact shape with your scissors before you put them on. It is a longer way to do that, but if you really struggle eyeballing it, if you really want it to be totally perfect, that's one way that you can do that. I'm going to apply the rest off camera and then I'll show you the cure step and then we're done. Nail stickers are on and trimmed. I have not cured them yet. It took me a little bit of work actually to make them fit my nails exactly how I wanted them, but I managed to still have all of these left, and I think I could easily get another pedicure out of them by just trimming these bigger ones to fit my big toes, and then I have all these little ones to use on the little toes. This is what they look like. So because they're semi-cured, we still have to finish the process. You can use the little lamps that a lot of brands will send with your first purchase for free, or you can buy them inexpensively. I prefer my big lamp. This is leftover from my Jamboree days. You can't buy this one anymore, nor would I want to really. I don't support MLMs anymore in any way. But if you are going to be doing your nails semi-regularly and you are using the formulas that need curing, I recommend buying a bigger lamp, not the one that comes with the nails, not the tiny ones, because you can fit your whole foot in there for one, and then I just feel like they do a better job curing. This one has a magnetic bottom that's removable. You can clean it if you are using, let's say, nail polish and get a splatter or something like that. You can clean it, but mostly I just like these bigger lamps because I can fit an entire hand in there with my thumb, and because the lights go all around here and they will get the sides of the nails as well, whereas those cheaper lamps, the little ones, they only have the lights on the top, and so you're only getting light from the very top, and I don't know how that cures the sides, let's say, or the thumbs or the big toes on the sides. So I personally prefer these bigger ones, but they are slightly expensive, so it's definitely something that is only worth buying if you're going to be doing your nails regularly. If I were to buy one of these lamps now, I would probably go with the Gelish brand. I have not used their lamps, but I have a great luck with their gels, and in general they just make good quality products, so I think I would get one of their lamps. I do 2 rounds of 1 minute on this lamp, and that tends to cure the Ohora and the Dashing Diva and Nail Log and everything else that I've tried just fine. But how many rounds you need and the duration will definitely depend on your lamp, the brand of the nail you're using, and how powerful the light is. A good way to check is to try to apply pressure with something like a cuticle stick to the nail surface when you're done, and if it's hard and it's not denting, then that's probably cured all the way. These are done and cured. Now is the very last step, which is filing the little imperfections, just to make sure that the nail is smooth. Yes, I'm wearing pajama pants. I'm going to use the nail file that they included Just pay attention if your fingernails are done already. Make sure you don't file your actual fingernail. Accidentally don't scratch it, is what I'm saying. So just go in one direction, not back and forth. Back and forth can fray your nail and your sticker sometimes. But in one direction, gently smooth over that edge. It should not take very much time at all to do. If you're trying to do this, however, before curing the nails, that would be a mess and it would take forever. Pay attention to the angle of your file. Don't go down like this because you'll file the sticker and not your nail. I like to go a little bit under. Do not try to trim these after they're cured because the nails are going to be hard, the stickers. So filing only. I can update you how they wear. Just leave me a comment if you're interested. You can find me on Instagram at KBeautyHobbit, my blog, KBeautyHobbit.com, and in my private Facebook group, Korean Beauty Fanatics. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope to see you in my next video. Until then, please remember to always listen to your skin. Thank you so much. Bye.